Welcome to One Girl in All the World, a Buffy the Vampire Slayer rewatch podcast where we recap each episode in order and discuss. I'm Ashley, Buffy superfan.
Kimmy, Buffy, newbie.
You can find us on all major podcast apps, YouTube, and Instagram with new episodes on Tuesdays. You will not believe what I woke up to today. So Instagram, gave me an ad, and it was from Hot Topic, and they're coming out with new, Buffy, jewelry and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, but apparently they already, it's only on their website. And they had pre-ordered it, and a lot of it's sold out because all this
Already?
renewed interest in Buffy. Yeah,
Jeez, maybe they'll make more of it then.
they have a couple necklaces, and they're all one's the Gem of Mara, one's Anya's necklace, her power source necklace,
Okay.
and then one is the Clattering.
Oh, cool. Okay. Did you order anything?
No, I haven't even looked because they were I was half asleep, so I needed to look. I think I'd only want the Gem of Mara one, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they had friends lockets, and you open them and one has Angel and one has Spike in it.
Oh, nice. That's cute, actually. Clever.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, that was fun. I love all the renewed interest in Buffy. More things are coming out now, especially because the show's going to be being filmed and stuff. But
yeah.
Okay, so today we are talking about Afterlife. I can't remember what you told me about this episode, what you thought. You kind of said, didn't you?
I was sad that they ripped her out of heaven.
Yeah, that was quite the
in the previous episode, the way she acted, she was all shell-shocked and stuff. I was like, oh, and they had been talking oh, they must have ripped her out of some sort of torturous whatever. And then when she talks about that it sounded like she was in heaven, I was like,
I didn't see that coming, did you?
It's actually worse, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was rough.
Yeah. Okay, so Afterlife originally aired October 9th, 2001, written by Jane Epstein and directed by David Solomon. And then a synopsis is... Oh, it's a really long synopsis. Buffy has been resurrected from the grave, and although she's a bit shaken from her return trip from a hell dimension, everything would appear to be falling back into place. Or is it? After reassociating Buffy, who we find out has been dead for 147 days, not 30 to 90.
Clearly
with
wrong.
her once familiar settings and surroundings and friends, strange things begin happening.
Oh yeah, the other thing I told you about it, that it was creepy. It actually gave me nightmarish vibes.
Yeah, it was pretty creepy.
We've had creepy episodes before, but this one was scary creepy.
Okay.
The only other episode that made that scared me was the alien one.
Last season?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Queller demon?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not Hush? With the gentleman?
Hush was good.
But you didn't find it scary?
Nightmare scary.
Okay, yeah.
I guess.
Okay.
I don't know. But it was good. It was creepy. Just not. I don't know.
Okay, so we start off in an alley. The alley that we've seen in the previous two episodes. And the whole gang is rushing to get to Buffy. They're she must have gone home. Now they're got some pep in their step. And they're she must have gone home, so we're going to, get there. They see that all of the demons are leaving town because Razor's dead, their leader. So they're just all just dispersing.
Good. Bye.
And they're worried about Buffy, because she was obviously acting strange.
Well, I'm just is she broken? And Will's she's probably traumatized.
Yeah. And then, Tara says, do you think she's dangerous? Which is interesting. Interesting thing to say. Oh, yeah, you don't really want an insane Slayer.
No.
Yeah. So at Buffy's, we see that Dawn has brought her home, and she's looking around the house, and she notices some things are different. They rearranged some furniture, and Dawn just kind of taking her around the house and showing Buffy's noticing things are different. So she goes upstairs, and she's kind of cleaning her face off because she's probably covered in dirt and everything.
Yeah.
So she cleans her off, and she changes her clothes, and she sees that her knuckles are shredded.
Yeah.
They're all messed up. And then they go into the her mom's room. And I know when Dawn turns the light on, Buffy is really sensitive to the light because she's been in the dark, I guess. And they talk about how Willow and Tara now sleep in Joyce's room
Yeah,
because
and Buffy kind of
it made
wants
the
to know
most
like what
sense.
else is different.
Yeah, what else? Everything's like changed. Like what else is different? And she says that Giles left,
Yeah.
but he'll be right. He'll come back as soon as we tell him he's gonna come back. And she's like, what are you gonna say to him? But it kind of gets interrupted because Spike charges in the door. He's really mad at Dawn for taking off. This episode has so many good lines. First of which is when he says, "You scared me half to death." Well, more to death. I loved that one. And then he comes down. I mean, she comes down the stairs, and he's like, I could kill you. Like, you scared me. I'm so mad at you." And then Buffy starts walking down the stairs,
Yeah.
and he thinks, at a first like glance, he says, "Wow, like they've like put the bot back together like quick.
Yeah.
I didn't think she would be put back together." And then he stops talking because he like looks at her. And he like knows it's actually Buffy.
Yeah, he realizes it
He can
pretty
like
quick.
tell the difference. And his face, oh my God,
It was a good face. It
it
was a
was
very good reaction.
so good. He is just like completely flabbergasted and in awe. It looks like he's in awe. And yeah, he's like, "What did you do?" Dawn said, "I didn't do anything this time. That wasn't me. Like it wasn't a Joy situation. Like I did not do this." And Dawn's like, "Are you okay, Spike?" Like, cause he's
Yeah. Buffy's
shocked.
just looking a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, she's getting comfortable. She says that her hands. Dawn said she was going to clean her hands. She doesn't know how they got that way. And Spike's like, "Yeah, I know, because she crawled her way out. She clawed her way out of her coffin. I had to do the same." And
That's
she says,
so
"Yes, that's what I had to do."
terrible. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, "I did the same thing." And so he tells Dawn to go get stuff for her, to like bandage up her hands. And like he tries to like steer her towards the couch, but he like doesn't really want to touch her. Like he kind of like pulls his hand away because he doesn't know if she wants to be touched, which I thought was cute.
Yeah.
And then they sit in the living room, and this has been sitting here. This was from one of next to my desk. I will describe what it is, but it's part of a birthday card Matt got me one year, and so it's been sitting. This clue of this scene has been sitting right next to you when you've been recording with me.
Oh, I've seen that before, and I didn't
Yeah,
realize what it
and
was
it's right
from.
from this scene.
Oh,
So this is a drawing of Buffy and Spike's, when they talk about how long she's been gone and stuff, and it was on a birthday card that Matt got me.
that's
So I
cute.
cut the image part off, and I have it sitting here with my stuff. So that little season 6 Easter egg's been sitting here during
That is good at the gift giving.
all these times we've been recording. Yeah, so you're sitting there. He's like holding your hand, and she says, "How long have I been gone?" And he says, 147 days yesterday and 148 today, but today doesn't count.
Very precise,
He's been counting, like,
obviously.
and he says, like, "How long was it where you were?" And she says, "Longer."
Okay.
And
So
he's
this is
very
like
gentle with
47 days.
her.
That is almost 6 months. No, more than 6 months?
4 months and 25 days.
Yeah, just short of 5 months. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
that's a
so
lot.
4 months and 25 days. Yeah, so he's been counting the days, but I
Okay.
guess now it doesn't. Now she's alive, so he can stop counting, I guess. So yeah, when Dawn comes in with the stuff, and at that same moment, the gang all bursts through the door, and it's like very much on her.
Yep.
On her, like, "Are you okay? What happened?" Da, 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 da. They're just all compiling on her. And immediately Spike gets up and walks out the door. He leaves.
Yep.
And Dawn is trying to like get them off of her case,
It's
off
too
of
much, yeah.
Buffy's. Yeah. They're like, "Oh, you want pizza?" And like all this stuff. Like,
It's way too over the top.
yeah, so Dawn stops. And then they say, "Okay, well, what do you need, Buffy?" And she's like, "I think I just want to go to bed. I'm tired."
Yeah.
And I like another good line is Anya says, "Yeah, because jet lag from hell's got to be jet lag from hell."
Yeah.
That was another great line. And also they like Buffy finds out that Willow did a spell. That
Right. Yeah.
Willow did the spell to bring her back. She's tired, jet lag from hell, and Buffy goes upstairs. And like when Willow's, they're all kind of like still kind of like, "I don't know." And like Willow says, "She used to go to bed all the time."
Totally normal.
Totally normal.
She's convincing the Scoobies. She's also convincing herself.
Yeah, she used to go to bed all the time. So outside, this is a really good scene too. Outside, Anya and Xander leave, and Anya's concerned. She's like, "I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about this." And they see Spike like by his tree, and he's crying. because he like wipes his face when they like, call for him, and Xander just takes a punch at him, which I mean,
Seems
a
like,
verbal dig
yep.
at him, which I don't think is fair because he has taken care of Dawn. They've trusted Dawn with him. He's fought with them when he doesn't need to. He has no reason to prove himself anymore. And all Xander says is like, "Oh, I hope you're not going to start this obsession again now that she's back."
That's perfect timing, Xander. Great.
Yeah, it's great. And then so he grabs Xander, pushes them against the tree, and we do see him wince. So in case like you're wondering about the chip, we do see him like react to some like pain, but it wasn't like as usual. Ah, screaming and stuff. So he's like, "You didn't tell me." Like all summer, like we just said, like he worked beside them, he fought beside them, and they didn't tell him what was going on. And Xander's just like, "Well, we didn't. Okay, we just didn't." And he's like, "Well, I know why. You probably haven't figured it out, but I know why." And that's Willow knew this was risky, and that if Buffy came back wrong, she would have to get rid of what came back, and I wouldn't let her.
Yeah.
So he's saying if any part of it that was Buffy that came back, he wouldn't let them kill her. And that's why Willow didn't want him involved.
Yeah, because he goes on about how there's always consequences with magic.
Yeah. And Xander says, "Oh, stop covering." It's like he's always like, it's weird because Xander always is like, "Oh, Spike's feelings aren't real. He's not capable of all the yada 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 yada." But then in this moment, he says, of course you're happy, and it was like you can't tell me that wasn't the happiest moment of your entire existence." Like that seems pretty serious to say. Like if he doesn't believe that Spike's like capable of all this, but it was interesting. But Spike just like, okay, he just leaves and he says, "Yeah, there's always consequences," which is what he's worried about. And he takes off on his hot motorcycle into the night. So in Willow and Tara's room, they're getting ready to go to bed. And Willow comes in and says she called Giles. She's not really sure how he took it. There was a lot of "oh dears," and she said, "I think I could actually hear him cleaning his glasses." So he's heading back in a few days as soon as he can. Yeah. And Willow's like, "Everything's fine. Yep, it's great. Everything's fine." And Tara says, "This is a safe space."
Like, it's okay. You don't have to be brave.
Yeah, it's a safe space. Yeah, you can be honest with me if you're worried. Yeah. And Willow just says she's worried that Buffy's not happier. That she's not happier that they got her out of this place. And Tara reads right into it and says, "Oh, so you think she'd be more grateful?" And she didn't say thank you, which I think is horrible for Willow to think. Willow's like, "Yeah." True. Like literally the night it happened, they're like, "Why did I get a thank you?" Like, Willow, that is bad.
Yep.
And Tara kind of says, "Oh, she'll get there. She'll get there."
Yeah.
And then we go to Buffy quickly. She said, "Oh, I'm so tired. I go to bed." But she's just sitting on her bed, like staring into nothing. And she gets up and she's like looking at her room, all of her stuff in her room. She's looking at all the pictures on her little wall, and the faces turn to skulls.
Yeah, super creepy.
Yeah. And then she like closes her eyes, she opens them again, and they're gone. So everything's back to normal. Then in the middle of the night, Tara and Willow wake up to Buffy throwing like glass stuff at the wall above the bed. It's just shattering and like falling on them. And she's saying all kinds of things like, "What did you do? You rattled the bones. Like, your hands are like stained. Did you," like, just saying all this stuff like that. And then Willow jumps up and runs and turns the light on, and Buffy's gone.
And the glass isn't there either.
And there's nothing in the bed. So nothing
broken.
Yeah, the things that were shattered are just still there. So they like peek in on Buffy, and Buffy's sleeping in bed. And they're like, "Okay, Buffy's asleep."
And did that in the house? Did that mean anything to you?
Oh, yeah. What did it say? She's like, "Well, I know what it said, but I don't know what it means."
Okay.
Like, what is it saying?
I don't get it.
Are you asking me, or are you just saying that's what they were talking about?
I'm asking you if you know.
Well, I think it's basically talking about, like, them raising Buffy is what I think it was referring to.
And that's like a reference to Macbeth? Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, okay. I didn't catch that if it was.
Okay.
That's cool, though, if it is. That's nice. There's a lot of Shakespeare in Buffy, so I wouldn't be surprised at all. Okay. So she's like, "There's something in the house." And we can see something like moving through the wall.
Yeah, it's like bubbly.
Yeah, something's moving around. So they call Xander, and they tell him what's going on. And he's like, "Okay, like, you guys just need to get out of there." And then Anya comes in
Oh my God.
into the room, laughing and cutting her face with a knife, and her eyes are all like white
Her eyes
out,
are
like
creepy.
what?
This is the nightmare part I'm talking about. I
Yeah,
was like, what the?
it's like
That creeped
the
me the
laughing.
out.
So she's
Ugh.
laughing and laughing and like cutting her face, and then Xander grabs the knife from her, and then it just kind of like she collapses. Her face is fine again, um, and but she's okay. But
That
there's
was
like no
really
cuts.
creepy.
Yeah,
I even wrote Anya's super effing creepy in my notes.
yeah, that was creepy. So in the backyard the next morning, I'm assuming they're all back there talking about what happened, and they're like, they can't be a traditional haunting because it went over to Xander's house. It's not
And
the
Anya said
house.
like it's a hitchhiker,
Yeah,
maybe?
she said it could be a hitchhiker.
Yeah.
So maybe when they brought Buffy back from this hell dimension, that something hitched a ride with her,
Yeah.
a demon. Um, and so Buffy comes out and she's like, "Oh, are we killing something?" And they're like, "You don't have to worry about it. We're gonna deal with it." But there's like a this or that. They kind of fill her in, and then she tells them about the photos that she saw because she's like, "I thought I was just going crazy because
Just
hi,
gonna
back from the dead."
weird.
Yeah, but letting them know about that. And yeah, so they're gonna figure it out. So they go to the magic box and everybody's doing research. Buffy's kind of just like
She's not there, right? Oh
she's
yeah, she
in
is there.
she's there, but she ain't there. You know what I
She's
mean?
not
Like she's
helping.
physically there, but
Yeah.
she's kind of just staring off. And they're looking
Like
for
what this could
different
possibly be.
demons that tend to be interdimensional and that have the powers to possess and all. So they're trying to figure this out. And Buffy just comes out and says, "I miss Giles," which is sad.
That's sweet.
Yeah, I miss
Yeah.
Giles. And like he's coming back. He's coming back. Like we're doing the best we can now, but like he'll come back. And then Buffy just says that she needs to go patrol.
Yep.
And they offer to go with her. She says, "No, I want to go alone." And when she's leaving, we see that she gets possessed. Like her eyes go white.
Yeah, that was creepy. Yeah, well, she says, don't worry about her. And then, yeah.
Yeah. But we have a very important, quick little scene here. It's not even, well, it is a scene, but it's really just a shot. Buffy walking through the graveyard. Did you notice anything interesting about this shot?
When she was walking in front of a grave, it looked like she had angel wings behind
Yeah.
her.
Yeah. That was like a big
Did notice
foreshadowing of
that.
the end of the episode. Did you notice
And
it
that was
before?
before I saw the end of the episode. So yes, I did notice that. I thought that was
Okay.
very beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful scene. Yeah.
Yeah. So back at the magic box, Dawn is possessed, and she's kind of spewing the same kind of stuff that Buffy was spewing. Like, did you know
Some
what you
nonsense
did? And
stuff.
yeah, like basically about the consequences of bringing Buffy back from the dead. And then she breathes fire
Yeah.
onto the table and set all the books on fire.
Yep.
And then she collapses. And the thing like goes through the floor. It's like you can see it leave Dawn and like go under the floor. And they're like, "Oh my gosh, where did it go?" But it like moves off. So Dawn comes to, everything's fine, but they're like, "Okay, great." Now it's like just jumping from each of us. So at Spike is pacing. He's having problems dealing with Buffy coming back and like that he wasn't
Punches the
told.
wall.
What does that mean? All this stuff. What does it mean for him? Blah 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 blah. His own guilt is probably resurfaced even more now of all this stuff. So yeah, so he punches the wall, and so his knuckles are all messed up. And then he starts like hysterically laughing, like he's just and kind of crying at the same time, like he's having a rough time.
He's having all the emotions.
He's having all the emotions.
Yeah.
And he hears something upstairs, so he grabs his knife and he goes up there, and then it's Buffy. So he like puts the knife down and he's like, "This is also a really good scene." She doesn't really talk, but he just kind of talks to her and says that, "Hey, Willow's getting pretty strong, bringing you back, and it's hard to get a good night's death around here." That was also a great line. And so he tells her to sit. He's like, "Yeah, like I got furniture, like downstairs is really nice. Like I've made it like into a." He doesn't say this, but he's made it into a home, and I just said,
Yeah.
he was just sleeping on that that slab with his little blanket. Remember his little ripped up blanket? That was all he had. Now he's got like furniture. He nested because he felt like he was
Graduated.
around. Yeah, he grown up. And then so he's talking about, oh my god, this whole speech about how he saved her every night. So he's
Oh my God. Wow. Yeah.
he says
She must have had
that
to jump.
I remember what I said to protect Dawn. And if I'd have done that, you wouldn't have had to jump. Like he's obviously has so much guilt about this, but he's like, I want
He's
to know
like, if I
that.
would have just been faster and more clever.
Yeah. But every night after that, basically he has a fantasy every night it goes a different way. Like he like daydreams that he does something that so Buffy doesn't have to jump and he saves her. And he says like, yeah, lots of different ways, all these different ways he comes up with that how he did something happen that was different, and that every night he like saved her from
Yeah.
dying. And he
Pretty
just
heart-wrenching.
yeah, and he just tells her that. And she's just like she just stares at him. I just put ah, 'cause I like that. So back at the magic box, Xander pulls Tara aside and it's kind of asking her about the consequences. Like this is like
Yeah.
probably a consequence. This is a consequence of the spell. Did anybody know about this kind of thing could happen? And Tara's automatically like, Willow would never hurt anybody on purpose. And Xander's thinking about what Spike had said earlier about Willow knowing more than she's saying, keeping people in the dark because of the consequences of the spell, what could happen.
Yeah.
And so Xander's kind of like, there might be something to that. But Tara is very much like,
There's
no,
no way.
no. And he's like, okay.
Yeah.
So then Willow discovers something called tomogenesis. I think that's how
Yeah.
she said it, which is
I
when
think
you
so.
doing a spell makes a being.
That's
So
interesting.
they like created this
And this sounds like a
being.
magical consequence.
Yeah. I like when she says, it's like we wanted this big gift, like and it was Buffy, but we couldn't just have it we couldn't just pay for it. We had to have this like consequence. And Anya says, that's not a gift. It's more like a gift with purchase. I mean, not a price. It's not a price. It's more like a gift with purchase. So she's reading. It's in between kind of the realities. So that's why it doesn't have a body. Yeah, it doesn't have a body, so it's borrowing theirs to possess.
And they can't just uncreate it because it's linked to the spell. So if they uncreate it, they have to uncreate the spell, which would undo the spell, and they can't do that.
Yeah. And Dawn gets really upset. Like we're not even having a discussion about getting rid of Buffy. Like you can't. I like when she says you can't mess with people's lives this way.
Yeah.
You can't bring people back from the dead and then send them back to the dead and yada yada yada. That was like the most mature thing I've heard Dawn say.
She's matured a lot in this past 2 episodes.
Yeah, like over the summer, like with her sister gone. Over the last 4 months and 25 days, she's matured a lot.
Yeah. Well, she even says it's worse than not bringing her back at all.
Yeah, like giving it to her again and then taking her away. Yep. And she's like, absolutely not. Like, that's not happening. And everyone's like, oh, we're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out. And then Willow keeps reading and says, it's only temporary. The being will dissipate as long as it doesn't kill Buffy. Like, then it will stay forever. And then Xander is possessed. And it was like, he's eavesdropping. He's like, thanks for the tip, which is such a stupid line. I don't know why they wrote it like that. And then it like goes down to the floor and goes off to get Buffy because now it's eavesdropped.
Yep.
And
great.
Xander passes
Good job,
out.
guys.
Yeah. So at Buffy comes in from hanging out with Spike, and she goes upstairs. And it's kind of like, at this point, it's kind of like a white, misty.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like a curtain kind of floating in the wind a little bit, like that kind of movement and stuff. And it follows her upstairs, and it kind of gets bigger, and it attacks her. But she can't do anything to it. She's like trying to punch it.
It's like air or whatever.
Yeah, it's incorporeal.
Yeah.
She's like just punches it and it goes through, but it can hurt her. It can hit her.
Yeah, which is annoying.
So she's like, okay. So she's trying to like fight it. And then we go to the car where Anya, Dawn, and Xander are
he's telling him to drive faster.
Air quotes, race to the house is what I put. Because he's driving real slow, apparently.
Yes.
And they're like, it's going to be okay. Like, Willow and Tara are doing a spell to make it corporeal so Buffy can fight it. And Dawn's like, she's not going to send Buffy back, right? That's not what the spell she's doing. And she's like, no, it's just to make sure that she can make it solid so Buffy can fight it. And then we go quickly to the magic box where I'm kind of going to combine a little bit here. We go to the magic box where Willow and Tara are doing the spell.
Yeah.
And then Willow kind of like goes like supernova kind of. Like this like light comes down and she like looks up and she's like saying the spell and it kind of like almost like takes Tara out of the spell. Yeah. Like Tara like jerks her hands away and it's almost like she wasn't even necessary. Yeah, she's like surprised like what's happening. And because now like Willow's having this another like show of like really intense magic that Tara's never
Mhm.
had.
Yeah.
Um, so that she's doing the spell. And at Buffy's trying to like get away from this thing and fight it, and we see that it's starting to like become more physical, like
Mhm.
solid. Um,
Well, because at one point Willow even says it's solid, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
she does.
yeah. And then, yeah, so Buffy has her like axe, not doing it much good until it's solid, but she's fighting it. They all rush in. Anya, Xander, and Dawn rush in, and Buffy is able to cut its head off with the axe, and it just like rolls over to them. And it was like a creep. It was like yeah, when it was corporeal, it was like a really creepy, like
It was super creepy looking.
super white, like haggard, like witch almost like looking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. So she chops his head off. And then a little bit of time has gone by, and Dawn's leaving for school, and Buffy comes rushing out, looking beautiful,
Yep. Looking like Buffy
looking
again.
healthy, looking alive, looking
Yep.
mentally stable. And she said, "Hey, Dawn, you forgot your lunch." So she's making Dawn. She's
She gives her a hug.
hugs her. She's I'm good. Everybody's asking me. Like Dawn says, like, "How are you? Are you okay?" And she's like, "Everyone's asking me that. I'm fine." Um, and Dawn just says, everyone just wants you to be happy. Like that's all they
Yeah.
really want. Uh, they just want to see you being happy. So Dawn goes off to school. So at the magic box, they're all there, and Buffy comes in and says, "Hey, something I don't know how to say it. I'm just gonna say this that um, you guys saved me. I was in hell. I thought like the world had like given up on me, and then like you guys saved me.
Yeah, she felt abandoned.
So thank you." And they all give her like a group hug, and they're so happy, and she's kind of just still kind of like vacant. Um, but they're all like, "Oh yeah, everything's fine now." So then we go to the alley where Buffy just comes out for a moment by herself, and Spike's waiting outside. He says he was going to come in, but then he overheard them having their like super buddies moment or whatever he
Super
calls it,
friends.
super friends moment, and he just like I started feeling sick to my stomach, so I stayed out here. And she's like, "What? How are you out here?" And he's like, "The sun's low enough. I'm in the shade. Like it's fine, because it's daylight." Um, and so he's like, "So what are you doing out here?" And she said, "I just wanted some time alone." So she sits on this like crate back there, and he's like, "Okay, well, I'll go." And then he's like, "Can't. Kind of stuck here."
That
And she says, "Well, I can be alone with you here." And he's like,
was
"Thanks,
cute, yeah.
thanks." Like he's offended, but but she's comfortable with him in a weird way. Um, and he like turns to her and just says, he offers support. He's like, "If you're in pain, if you need anything or anything I can do for you, like I want to help you. If
Yeah.
there's anything I can do." And she's like, "There's nothing you can do." And he says, haven't been to hell lately, but I know a thing about like torment." And he sits down next to her, and she says, "I would think I was in heaven." And he's just like the whole
Yeah.
time his
Well,
mouth
I
is like
think
hanging
we
open.
all were.
Yeah,
Jaws on the floor.
he's like, "What?"
She's like, I was happy, I was at peace. Time had no meaning. She
Yeah,
felt warm, loved, finished, complete. And I
complete.
was like,
Yeah,
oh
I
God,
know.
this is so much worse than being ripped from hell.
Yeah. She's like, everyone, I knew everyone I loved was cared for, like that they were okay.
Mhm.
And she's like, I don't understand like dimensions or theology, any of it, but she just knew that she was happy.
Yeah.
Um, and she's like, here everything's like hard, bright, and violent, and this is
Yeah.
hell.
This is like hell.
This is hell, yeah.
Yikes.
And she says, I
Well, her
don't know
friends
how,
can
but
never know.
like she says also like, I don't know how to get from one moment to the next, knowing what I've lost,
Right.
which is
Yeah.
also was like stuck out to me.
Yeah.
Again, Spike the whole time is just like doesn't say anything. So she gets up
Just
to walk
got it.
away. She gets up to walk away, and he's just like staring at her, and she's like, they can never know.
Yeah.
She's told them what they needed to hear,
Yeah.
and that she's gonna keep the secret forever. That she was
Yeah.
actually in heaven or a heavenly dimension.
Yeah.
There's lots of heavenly dimensions, and just like there's lots of hell-like dimensions. But wherever she was happy. And so then she just walks out. That's the end of the episode. She walks away, leaving Spike there, like what? Telling us all that she was actually possibly in heaven, in a good place, regardless.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And now she's not.
now she's not. Yeah, she's like, and my friends are the ones that took this away from me.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's why, like, on the like tower, she was asking Dawn, is this hell? Because she was in heaven.
Right.
And then she's come to this.
And
And
see, I thought she was asking that because when she got back, like there was so much chaos with those creepy demons, like they were like looting and having all these fires, and they
yeah.
like wanted
I
to
mean,
rape
it
her,
made
and
sense in the moment. I don't think it really made you
yeah,
like it didn't give anything away, but now
no,
like in hindsight you're like,
yes, of course, exactly. Now I
yeah.
understand. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes, and Spike's the only one that knows.
yeah,
So, yeah, that's the end of the episode.
yeah.
It's a good one. Okay, so my favorite quote was I do remember what I said, the promise to protect her. If I had done that, even if I didn't make it, you wouldn't have had to jump. But I want you to know that I did. I want you to know I did save you. Not when it counted, of course, but after that, every night after that. I'd see it all again, do something different, faster or more clever, dozens of times, lots of different ways. Every night, I save you.
Oh my God. Okay, that's a
Yeah,
good quote.
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
crying. You're crying.
yeah. No. And then my favorite scene. Oh, I had a lot to choose from.
There was some good scenes.
There
Yeah,
was so many. I ended up saying the last scene, Buffy confiding in Spike
yeah.
about heaven because that was a big thing. But I already like want to change my mind. The Buffy and Spike like reuniting on the stairs and like saying that she's been gone for 147 days. I love that scene so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
But I'll say the end, the last scene.
My favorite line, you actually already said it, when they were talking on the stairs, actually, and he's like, "Yeah, it's hard to get a good night's death around here."
Yeah,
I thought that
that
was cute,
was a great line.
and
Yeah.
that's actually my favorite scene. I did pick that as my favorite scene.
Ooh, yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, it was so great. Um, okay, so my stake rate, I gave it a 4.7.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So a couple of all the Buffy and Spike scenes were immaculate
Yeah,
in my opinion.
they were fantastic. I
I
agree with
also
that.
the one outside with Xander and Spike I think was very good.
Yeah,
Um because like Spike was spitting facts and eventually Xander's like, "Oh shit." Oh man, like we might have been played here possibly by Willow. Um
yeah,
and then I loved the little angel wings shot, which is like a lot of
that was a good one.
foreshadowing for the end of it. Obviously, the ending was a big reveal, and it was crazy. I don't think anybody saw that coming.
No,
Uh, the cool, I said demon, but it was like a being, I guess. I think that was really cool. It was creepy. Like right before she cut its head off, like that was when it was really like creepy looking the most. And it had a lot of great lines, as we've talked about. Like this was such a quotable episode. It had so many great lines
yeah,
and moments. What else? I like how Dawn was like back off to them. Like she like actually was like the adult in the room for once
yep,
instead of being
exactly.
like the toddler in the room, even though she's a teenager. Um, that was really good. Dawn's been like great in this episode. Taking care of Buffy, like washing her face and like taking care of her.
Yeah,
I thought was really sweet.
like a role reversal.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Uh, yeah, that's all I can think of. So
Okay.
lots of good stuff.
I actually gave it a 4.6.
Ooh,
So
yeah.
pretty close. Yeah. I liked this episode a lot too. Like that whole like the reveal at the end, like you said, when it was actually heaven, I was just like, what? And then like I wasn't a huge fan of the first two episodes, but now that they've done this, I'm like, I get it. They're just working up to this, basically.
Hmm.
Because I didn't like how they did some of those things, but now that I understand how she actually feels, I'm like, okay, this all actually makes sense now. It kind of was a little puzzle piece that I needed.
Hmm.
But yeah, the Buffy and Spike moments obviously were great. And yeah, Dawn, I have to give a shout out to Dawn. She's maturing quite a bit. I like
Hmm.
that. I liked her a lot in this episode.
Yeah.
I thought she was pretty great. Yeah, I feel like there was one other thing I wanted to say, but oh yeah, I'm curious to see about the whole heaven thing if that ever gets beyond Buffy and Spike. I'm curious to
Hmm.
see what happens there. And then also, we're foreshadowing Willow potentially knowing that something could have went badly with bringing Buffy back and didn't tell the Scoobies. And I have a feeling maybe that might come out at some point. Willow's magic is getting stronger, and I feel like at some point something is going to come to head with that. I don't know what, but I feel like this episode was a little bit of foreshadowing with that. So I'm curious to see what they do with it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Okay. So our next episode is called Flooded.
Yep.
And I'm going to say, who is called a rank, arrogant amateur?
A rank arrogant amateur?
I'll give you two like options. Who says it and who two. You can get one if you get one right or the other, it's fine.
Sounds like something Spike would say, but like, who would he say that to? Willow? Because she's the only one that's really has any power. I don't think he's going to say it to Buffy. Rank, arrogant amateur. Does that sound like something Spike would say? Rank. Yeah, it does. The word rank. That doesn't sound like something any of the other Scoobies would say. That sounds like something either Spike or Giles would say. So Spike says it to Willow, I guess. I don't know. I don't think that's right, but okay.
Okay.
That's our guess.
All right. All right, so that wraps up season 6, episode 3, Afterlife. Again, you can find us on all major podcast apps, YouTube and Instagram at One Girl in All the World Pod. You can also email us at onegirlpod@gmail.com. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week at season 6, episode 4, Flooded. See you real soon.
Bye.
Bye.